Allow me to introduce you to the magic world of color. Color is energy and it carries information. Nikola Tesla said the following: if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And color is the only frequency we can see with our eyes. So, welcome to my color stories. All the stories I am sharing are based on true events. I've poured them into a fairy tale style because I love fairy tales. They are easy to listen to and always contain insights, wisdom, and knowledge. You will get to know Thalora, an elf who shares her wisdom about color. Enjoy. In a quiet village, where round doors curved into soft green hills and homes felt like gentle hugs from the earth itself, there lived a young boy named Eli. Eli was 6 years old. His home was warm, his bed was soft, and the scent of baked bread often floated through the air. But inside Eli, something felt tight, like a knot that never quite loosened. His father was a strong man, a man with a loud voice and firm opinions. And when he spoke, the whole house listened. And so Eli learned something very early in life. It was safer to stay quiet. At first, he simply said less, but thoughts still lived inside him. Beautiful thoughts, curious ideas, little stories waiting to be told. And one day, when he finally tried to speak them, his words got stuck. Can I? The sound trembled. His chest tightened. His throat closed. His voice hesitated. And from that day on, his words came out in pieces. The children in the village did not understand. Some laughed. Some finished his sentences for him. Some simply walked away before he could finish speaking. Eli began to believe something very quietly. What I have to say does not matter. And because of that belief, his voice grew smaller. But in the unseen world, where color lives and breath becomes light, someone had been watching. Her name was Thalora. She was the blue elf, and her gown flowed like soft twilight skies, shimmering in shadows of calm, truth, and gentle strength. Blue, the color of communication. Blue, the bridge between the heart and the world. And one night, when the village had fallen asleep, she came. Eli stirred softly as a cool, peaceful light filled his room. He opened his eyes, and there she was. Not frightening, not strange, but familiar, like something he had always known but forgotten. You came, Eli whispered slowly and carefully. Thalora smiled. And you spoke, she said gently. And from that night on, she returned again and again. Always when the world was quiet. Always when Eli felt safe. She never rushed him, never interrupted. Instead, she sat beside him and said, "Tell me what lives inside you." And at first, his words came out tangled, slow and broken. But Thalora listened, as if every word was precious, as if time itself did not matter. One night, she gently took his hands. "Place them here," she said, guiding them to his tummy. Your breath lives here, and your voice follows your breath. She showed him how to breathe, deep and slow, like the rolling hills outside his home. Now speak from here. Eli tried. He breathed in and spoke. The words were softer, steadier, not perfect, but different. Night after night they practiced, and something magical began to happen. Not because the Lord changed Eli, but because Eli began to change what he believed. In the quiet space between breaths, he started to feel something new. My voice matters. It is what we assume to be true that becomes our reality. He was imagining being heard, and slowly his word began to reflect it. His words became clearer. His breath became calmer. His voice became his friend. And something even more powerful happened. Eli began to enjoy speaking because someone had shown him that it feels what it feels like to be truly listened to. Weeks passed, and one night Laura came for the last time. Eli was sitting tall, his eyes bright. "You've changed," she said, and Eli smiled. "I found my voice." Laura held something in her hand, a small glowing blue stone. It shimmered softly, like the sky just before sunrise. "This," she said, placing it gently in his palm, "will remind you of who you are. Whenever you feel fear, or when someone's voice feels bigger than yours, hold this stone, breathe, and remember your voice carries peace, harmony, and truth. Blue will always support you." Eli closed his fingers around the stone. "I won't forget." Laura smiled. "I know." And with that, she was gone. Years passed. The little hobbit-style house remained, but the boy inside it had grown. Eli stood now in front of many people, hundreds, sometimes thousands, and they listened, not because he spoke quickly, but because he spoke with truth, with calm, with presence. And though no one knew, in the pocket of his coat, his fingers would sometimes touch a small blue stone, not because he needed it anymore, but because it reminded him that his voice had always been there, that his breath was his power, and that when he believed in his voice, the world listened. Your voice is not something you earn. It is something you remember. Breathe, speak, and trust that what lives inside you is meant to be heard. And find your voice and teach your wisdom. Have you enjoyed this story about color? Color is a great communication tool, and it can be seen and it can be felt. So if you want to experience what different colors would like to communicate with you, explore the color experiences for personal messages.